Very good evening, everyone, and a warm welcome for today's session. We are starting the new series today. The main series is still learning the lesson. However, from today and this whole week, we are going to learn spiritual lessons. So, till now, we have done lessons about relationship. We have done lessons on our own, on ourselves. Then we have done financial lessons. And finally, this week, it's the last of the series. We will be doing learning spiritual lessons. Now, what are those spiritual lessons which we must learn? Or maybe these are the lessons which are most important in our life. If we can learn these lessons, a lot of our problems in our life can be solved. So we need to identify them and finally learn the lessons. So have you felt this in your life? That you are wanting something, you are praying for something, you really, you're after God for something. भगवान ये मुझे दे दो प्लीज. सब करने के लिए तैयार है. 100 नारियल चढ़ाएंगे, एक हफ्ता व्रत रखेंगे, एवरी मंडे आपको दूध चढ़ाने आएंगे, और I will give you flowers and fruits and mala and everything. I will give you 1,000 rupee, 1 lakh rupee donation. Whatever we say something, we have a mannat. And we are after God that I really want this thing desperately in my life. So please give it to me. However, God doesn't listen to you. You don't get that thing in your life. Maybe it is happening repeatedly in your life. Maybe when you were small, a young child, you wanted good results and you said that, please get me passing result in history. I will give you 10 nariyals. Failed. History marks below 40%. Then when you grew up, you said, please, ye ladki ko meri girlfriend bana do. I will give you 10 kilos of laddu. Failed. She ran away with somebody else. Then again, maybe when you grew a little older, you said, ye job dila do, IT company, ye job dila do, please, and I will, 10 days, I will do fasting and this and that. Company gone, no vacancy, and the job doesn't come to you. And by the time now you are maybe 30, 35 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, whatever, you have completely lost faith that God doesn't listen to me. No matter what I do, God does not listen to me. God is after my life. Whatever I ask for, God never gives me that. So if this is happening with you, if this is your story, if this is the repeated behavior in your life, that whenever you ask for something, whenever you're after something, whenever you're saying that you are ready to go to any limits to achieve this something, God doesn't listen to you. If this is happening in your life again and again, then what can be your lesson of life? What is that thing which if you can just, change or alter or improve, then maybe God will start listening to you. Maybe things will become better in your life. What is that lesson? So today let us discuss that. Maybe, why am I saying maybe? Because every person's life is different. Every person's karma is different. Every person's lesson of life is different. So we cannot say this is your lesson of life. We can only say that if this is getting repeated in your life, maybe this is your lesson. Try to find out if this is your lesson. Work on it and things can be different for you in future. So again, I will repeat the line. Maybe your lesson of life is love for God instead of fear for God. There can be two lessons in this. We will discuss both of them. Number one is love for God instead of fear for God. अगर आपके जिंदगी में ऐसा बार बार हो रहा है कि आप भगवान से कुछ मांग रहे हैं और भगवान वो आपको नहीं दे रहे हैं, देन एक चीज उसके पीछे ये लेसन हो सकता है कि आपको भगवान से प्यार करना है, भगवान से डरना नहीं है। ओके, सो दिस कैन बी अ लेसन, ये एक लेसन आपकी जिंदगी का हो सकता है। क्योंकि यहाँ पे दो फर्क है। अभी क्या फर्क है? व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन लव फॉर गॉड एंड फियर फॉर गॉड? व्हेन आई फियर गॉड, I will have a thought form that, like, if I don't do something, God is going to punish me. What will be my punishment? All these dot 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 things, that I will not get the job, I will not get my girlfriend, I will not get this, I will not get that. That is the fear of God. तभी क्या आता है, हमको क्या लगता है, हम लोग भगवान को ब्राइब देने का कोशिश करते हैं। 1 किलो लड्डू चढ़ाएंगे, 10 दिन भूखा रहेंगे, 100 नारियल चढ़ाएंगे। अरे भगवान के पास किसी चीज की कमी थोड़ी है, वो क्या करेंगे आपके 100 नारियल का, वो क्या करेंगे उस 1 किलो लड्डू का? If God wants, God can just move. He will not even have to move a finger. He will just say 10 kilos of laddu, and 10 kilos of laddu will be in front of him. So he doesn't need your 10 kilos of laddu. He doesn't want you to fast. How will God benefit by you fasting? So don't fear all these things. Many people tell me, if I don't fast, my husband is going to die. If I don't fast, my child is not going to pass in the examination. So I ask people, why are you fasting? मेरे बच्चे के लिए फास्ट कर रहे हैं कि उसको एग्जाम में अच्छा रिजल्ट मिले. How will your fasting get good results for your child? That is my first question. How will you not eating food and you torturing your body get good results for your child who is not studying? क्या भगवान इतने इम्पार्शियल हो सकते हैं कि माँ को तकलीफ देकर माँ को बिना खिलाए रखेंगे, जाते बच्चा जो पढ़ नहीं रहा है उसको भी एग्जाम में पास कराते? सोचिए, थिंक अबाउट इट. दिस इज फियर ऑफ गॉड. ये भगवान को लेके डर है कि अगर हम फास्ट नहीं करेंगे तो मेरी जिंदगी में कुछ बुरा हो जाएगा, अगर हम व्रत नहीं रखेंगे तो मेरी जिंदगी में कुछ बुरा हो जाएगा. If I don't do puja every day to God, if I don't move that ghanti, if I don't do this, if I don't do that, something bad will happen in my life. Similarly, ये थॉट फॉर्म क्या आता है कि हम ये चीजें कर रहे हैं इससे भगवान मेरे हर चीज को सपोर्ट करेंगे. हम 10 किलो लड्डू तो चढ़ा रहे हैं तो भगवान मेरे को अच्छा जॉब दिलाएंगे. I am doing this ritual, I am doing that ritual, I am doing this, I am doing that, so God will give me this, God will give me that. My dear friends, we cannot bribe God. God is not a corrupt politician who will take money from you and do your job. So you have to love God. You have to have faith in God. You have to really love God the way you love your parents. भगवान हमारे डिवाइन मदर, डिवाइन फादर है. वो डर के किसी चीज को नहीं देंगे, वो ब्राइब लेके किसी चीज को नहीं देंगे, पर अगर आप दिल से प्यार से उनसे मांगोगे, प्यार, that love has to come from inside. If you love God and you ask for something, then God will give that to you. If it is good for you, I'll come. This is a second lesson which we'll discuss later on. Whether something is good or bad for you, we'll discuss this in another lesson. But if you really love God, and if you tell God that out of love, like a child, like a small child, if you ask for something to God, then God will give it to you. You don't need to bribe God. But when you try to bribe God, then there's a big distance between you and God. जैसे ही हम भगवान को ये चीजें बोलने लग जाते हैं कि आप ये कर दो मैं आपको ये दूंगा, आप ये कर दो मैं आपके लिए ये करूंगी, यहाँ क्या हुआ? दिस इज कंडीशंस, दिस इज गिव एंड टेक, दिस इज ब्राइबिंग, दिस इज ट्राइंग टू करप्ट द सिस्टम ऑफ गॉड. This is where we go far away from God. This is where we don't understand the essence of God. So if you really want something in life and you really want it bad, if you are ready to do anything to achieve that, then the first thing you need to do is start loving God. Don't start corrupting His system. हो सकता है दिल से मांगने से, आप बिना ब्राइब के मांगो, दिल से मांगो, हो सकता है आपको वो चीज आसानी से मिल जाएगी. So all of you, if anyone, this is your story, that you are constantly asking something from God and God is not giving you that, then first do an inner reflection and ask yourself, how am I asking it? Am I treating God like a parent, like a mother, like a father, or am I treating God like a politician or like a a diplomat or a democrat, something like that? You know, there are so many Democrats that are there in this government organizations, and you have a thought form कि अगर इनको पटा लिया तो बाकी इनके नीचे सब तो पटी जाएंगे, मेरा काम आसानी से निकल जाएगा. ये सब ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में, ह्यूमन वर्ल्ड में होता है. भगवान के वर्ल्ड में मोस्ट प्रोबेबली नहीं चलता, मोस्ट प्रोबेबली. हाँ, आई डोंट नो, मैं उनके मिनिस्ट्री में कभी रही नहीं हूँ शायद, तो इसलिए मैं 100% नहीं बोल सकती. बट मेरे हिसाब से इट्स माई थॉट फॉर्म कि ऐसा उनके साथ नहीं चलता. आपको प्यार करना पड़ेगा, शिद्दत से प्यार करना पड़ेगा. इवन शाहरुख खान से लाइक कि किसी चीज को आप शिद्दत से चाहो तो पूरी कायनात जुड़ जाती है आपको वो दिलाने में. बट व्हाट इज द इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट आउट हियर? शिद्दत से चाहो. उन्होंने ये नहीं कहा, शाहरुख खान ने भी, कि किसी चीज के पीछे 100 करोड़ लगाओ या किसी चीज के पीछे ब्राइब करो या घूस दो तो ही वो चीज आपको मिलेगा. उन्होंने कहा शिद्दत से चाहो. शिद्दत से चाहना मतलब deep love. Passionately you will have to ask that. Passionately you have to love God. You have to have faith in God and you have to ask for it. Then you will get it. Okay? So out here I will just share a small story of Lord Krishna. Has anybody heard the story of Lord Krishna and his friend? Who was Lord Krishna's friend? Who can give me the name? Lord Krishna's friend. Somebody I'm sure would know him. His best friend, the friend who was there. Yes, correct, Sudama. Childhood friend. They grew up together. They were best friends from childhood, Sudama. Yes, correct. And what happened? There's a small story that obviously both of them grew up, right? And then Sudama was very, very poor. He did not have money to eat. He did not have clothes to wear. He did not have a proper house to stay. And Lord Krishna, obviously he became the ruler. He was the king at some point, right? So one day when there was no food to eat, Sudama's wife, he told him, why don't you go and meet Lord Krishna and tell him to do something about our financial condition? Sudama said, no, I cannot do that. He's my friend. I love him. I will not go and ask for something to him. So then also Sudama said, okay, chalo, I'll go and meet him, but what will I take with him? He's a king, he's the god. मेरे पास तो कुछ भी नहीं है उनको ले जाके देने के लिए, कृष्णा को, लॉर्ड कृष्णा को देने के लिए मेरे पास तो कुछ नहीं है. तो सुदामा सोच रहे थे कि बचपन के दोस्त से मिलने जाऊंगा, वो तो अभी गुरु है, वो अभी भगवान है, वो अभी रूलर है, किंग है, मैं उनको क्या ले जाके दूंगा. तो उनके पास थोड़े से हाथ, मतलब मुट्ठी भर चिड़वा था उनके पास. पोहा हम लोग खाते हैं, that puffy rice or something that you call in English. He had just a handful of those and he took that to Krishna. And Krishna के दरबार में वो गए, तो कृष्णा के दरबार में हजारों हजारों लोग थे, सब थे, पर कृष्णा ने उनको दूर से देखा और वो दौड़ के जाके उन्होंने गले लगा लिया. He ran towards Sudama and he hugged Sudama. Though he was the ruler, he was the king, he was God, but he knew Sudama has true love for Krishna, for his friend. Sudama did not consider Krishna ke he is the God, he is so far away. He truly loved his childhood friend. And then he took it. Krishna took that chirva, that poha that was there in his hand, and he really ate it with a lot of love. And then they were two friends, they did a chit chat and everything, and then Sudama went away. Now, when Sudama went back home, what did he see? His house, that small kutia, that small hut, was converted into a palace. His wife and his children came out in new clothes, good clothes. They had food to eat. Sudama did not ask for it. Sudama did not at all ask for anything. It was the love of Krishna. He could feel his friend's pain and he gave it all. What did he take in return? That handful of charva. So that was not bribe. That was something which a friend took out of love. So what does this story tell us? This story tells us that God does not need anything from us. The only thing which God needs from us and the only thing which we can give to God is our love. हमारे दिल का प्यार, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है जो भगवान के पास ना हो. He is the omnipotent, omniprovident, omnipowerful, omniscient. He has everything. उनके पास सब कुछ है. उनके किसी चीज की कमी नहीं है. सिर्फ एक ही चीज है जो भगवान हमसे चाहते हैं और एक ही चीज है जो हम भगवान को दे सकते हैं, और वो है सच्चे दिल से उनको प्यार करना. उन्हें दूर आसमान में बैठे हुए कोई एक शक्ति नहीं समझ के अपना समझना. As if वो हर पल हमारे साथ है. हम खाना खा रहे हैं, वो भी खाना खा रहे हैं. हम सोने जा रहे हैं, वो भी हमारे साथ सोने जा रहे हैं. हम कुछ खेल रहे हैं, कुछ एंजॉय कर रहे हैं, वो भी हमारे साथ एंजॉय कर रहे हैं. हमें कुछ अचीवमेंट हुआ है. आई हैव गॉट समथिंग टुडे. आई डिड अ फैंटास्टिक रिजल्ट. आई sang a beautiful song. I came first in my school. I have achieved something. With that same excitement we must share with God. कुछ दुख हो रहा है, दर्द हो रहा है, तकलीफ हो रहा है, उन्हीं को पकड़ के रोएंगे. उन्हीं के कंधों पे सर रख के रोएंगे. उन्हीं के गोद में सर रख के रोएंगे. झगड़ा करना है, उन्हीं से झगड़ा करेंगे. क्यों किया आपने मेरे साथ ऐसा, बताओ मुझे. जब वो बता देंगे, अच्छा चलो मेरी गलती थी, माफ कर दो, अगली बार नहीं करेंगे. उनसे दोस्त बनना है, उनको प्यार करना है, उनसे डरना नहीं है. All the people who has read the Quran, all the people who has read the Gita, all the people who has read the Bible, all the people who has read all the spiritual books, क्या कहीं पे भी आप एक लाइन ऐसा मुझे बता सकते हो जहां पे लिखा हुआ है कि भगवान से डरो? किसी भी ग्रंथ में, किसी भी बड़े से बड़े एंशिएंट हिस्टोरिकल बुक्स में एक भी लाइन ऐसा लिखा हुआ है कि जहां पे लिखा हुआ कि भगवान से डरो? Be scared of God. Be fearful of God. You will not get it. आपको नहीं मिलेगा. At the most ये लिखा हुआ हो सकता है कि बुरे कर्म करने से डरो. Why? Because it will come back to you. ये लिखा हुआ हो सकता है कि बुक में लिखा हुआ हो सकता है कि बुरा कर्म करने से पहले डरो, रिजल्ट से डरो. यस, कर्मा से डरो. करेक्ट, कर्मा से डरो. व्हाई? बिकॉज इट विल कम बैक टू यू. आप ही को तकलीफ होगा ना. आप बुरा कर्म करोगे, वो आपके पास 10 गुना घूम के आएगा, आपको तकलीफ होगा. बट गॉड हैज नथिंग टू डू विथ इट. एंड बिलीव मी, व्हेन वी गेट टॉर्चर्ड ना, गॉड आल्सो फील्स द पेन. God also feels the pain. Again, I will share a small story out here. I might be taking 2 minutes extra, but I'll share a small story. Once upon a time, this is a true story. Huh? This is not a some Granth ka story. This is a true story. Somebody had, there was a small beggar, a very poor beggar, who tried to enter into a temple. And some people, they hit him and they threw him out of the temple. कि नहीं नहीं बेगर है, भिखारी है, इसको कौन टेम्पल में घुसने देगा, बाहर फेंक दो उसको, फेंक दिया. And then the guru of that temple, that the saint of the temple, whoever was worshipped, he came and he told his disciples that, why did you people hit me today? He was limping, he was having injury in his body, he was having body pains, and he said that, why did you people hit me today? So they were shocked, the disciples were shocked that, what are you saying, Guru? We did not hit you. How can we hit you? Then he said, didn't you hit that beggar who had come on the doorstep? एक भिखारी आया था सुबह, आपने उसको मार मार के भेज दिया, उसका हर जख्म मेरे बॉडी में लगा है. He actually opened his shawl and he showed that he was injured. His whole body was injured. These are true stories. These are not even some from some grant. How is this possible? You're hitting a human being and God is getting injured. Why? Because actually, if we are in trouble, God doesn't like it. He is our father, he is our mother. If we are in trouble, God doesn't like it. He also cries when we cry. He also feels the pain when we feel the pain. But we human beings, we will have to change our attitude towards God. एक बार अपने लाइफ के बारे में सोच के देखिए कि आप भगवान से कैसे कनेक्ट होते हैं. Maybe you are asking for something from God and God is not giving that to you. But try to realize, try to inner reflect. How are you asking it? How are you wanting it? How are you demanding it? Are you demanding it out of love, like a small child? Or are you trying to manipulate God, bribe God, be fearful of God, and then you're trying to ask for these things from God? Because if you're trying to do that, you are distancing yourself from God. अभी आप अगर अपने आप को गॉड से दूर लेके जाओगे तो हो सकता है ना कि आपकी आवाज ही नहीं पहुंच रही है वहां तक, क्योंकि आप खुद ही तो अपने आप को दूर लेके जा रहे हो भगवान से. फिर आप दूर से भगवान को बोल रहे हो भगवान ये चाहिए. हो सकता है भगवान सुन ही नहीं पा रहे हो, बट आप जितना भगवान से प्यार करेंगे उतना भगवान के करीब चले जाएंगे. तब आप अगर धीमे आवाज में भी कुछ मांगेंगे, भगवान आपको दे देगा. बट पहले भगवान के करीब जाना पड़ेगा विथ लव. Okay, so I hope I was able to convey to you what I wanted to, and today's lesson is difference between love of God and fear of God. So please inner reflect, what is your attitude towards God? Is it love? Is it fear? And accordingly decide, are you getting what you are wanting from God, or is it that God is always rejecting your plea? Okay, so let us do the forgiveness. Today's forgiveness is with God directly, is with our Divine Mother, Divine Father. And one more thing, even if you don't believe in God, say for example, you do not believe that there is any existence of God, it does not matter. Believe me, it does not matter. Because if you believe in any energy, if you believe in any source, a powerful source, a divine source, an ultimate source, you just have to connect to that source. Again, you have to be thoughtful about it, that whether you are fearful or whether you are loving towards that source. Even if you are just taking it, it's a scientific source, it's a science, it's some kind of an energy up there, even if it's that thought form. What is your attitude towards that energy? Is it love or is it fear? Yes, you can have a relationship of being a beloved of God, 100%. You can love God as much as you love your spouse, as much as you love your girlfriend, boyfriend. Okay, you can definitely have that relationship. Absolutely, absolutely. That's exactly what I want to say. Talk to him like a friend. Talk to him like a beloved. Talk to him like a parent. Whatever relationship you want, you can have that with him. If you want to have a relationship of a mother and child, you want to consider him like your child, go ahead and have it. No problem. The only point is fear should not be there. फियर नहीं होना चाहिए, फियर दूर ले जाता है, फियर हर रिश्ते से दूर लेके जाता है. If you have your some kind of a fear relationship with your spouse or with your children or something, that will take you away from that relationship. That's fantastic. If you already have a friendly relationship with God, I am sure you can feel the difference. I'm sure you are already enjoying this relationship. I'm sure you're already loving Him, right? So you must be having a great time as it is. So please continue that relationship. And if by chance you don't have a great relationship with God, then think, inner reflect, time to change. हम लोग रिलेशनशिप काउंसलिंग कर सकते हैं ना, तो भगवान के साथ रिलेशनशिप काउंसलिंग क्यों ना करें, है ना? So let us change our thought form about God and let us find the difference that will happen in our life. Okay, so I request everyone, please close your eyes, relax yourself, take a deep breath, inhale and exhale very, very gently. Be aware of your life. What kind of a relationship do you have with God? Are you afraid of God? Are you scared of God? क्या आपके मन में ऐसे थॉट फॉर्म्स आते हैं कि अगर भगवान की पूजा नहीं की तो कुछ बुरा होगा, व्रत नहीं रखा तो कुछ बुरा होगा? Every Monday, every Sunday, if I don't go to the church, if I don't go to do this, if I don't pray, if I don't do this, if I don't do that, then God will get annoyed of me. Do you have such fear factors playing behind in your mind? Or do you really love God? Do you really wake up every day in the morning and say, "Good morning, God. How are you today?" Do you remember Him in your happy moments? Do you thank Him when you get success in your life? Just the way we are excited to party with our friends when we receive some success in life, are you excited to party with God? Or do you completely forget God in your party days? Do you feel कि गॉड को प्रे करने के लिए मुझे प्रॉपर क्लोथ्स चाहिए, प्रॉपर एनवायरनमेंट चाहिए, प्रॉपर टाइम चाहिए? think about it. Do you feel that I can only take the name of God when I am sitting in my perfect position, when I am sitting in my perfect dress? I need to shower before taking the name of God. Do you have such thought forms within you? Of course, बहुत अच्छा है नहा के अपने आप को शुद्ध करके पूजा करना, बहुत अच्छा थॉट फॉर्म है. बट सिर्फ भगवान से बात करने के लिए क्या ऐसे थॉट फॉर्म्स मेरे अंदर आते हैं कि नहीं, कल सुबह जब उठेंगे, कल सुबह जब नहाएंगे, तब जाके भगवान से बात करेंगे? क्या इस तरह से आप अपने से भगवान को दूर कर लेते हैं? या आपको लगता है कि भगवान से हम 24 घंटा बात कर सकते हैं, किसी भी हाल में वो बात कर सकते हैं, वॉशरूम में भी बैठे बैठे बात कर सकते हैं, दुख में भी बात कर सकते हैं, सुख में भी बात कर सकते हैं? Think about it. How do you approach God? Now gently, slowly, bring your awareness outside the physical body. Look at yourself like a brilliant, beautiful white light. This white light has come from God. This white light is a part of God. This white light is a drop of light from the huge light of God. You are not different from God. आप भगवान से अलग नहीं हो, आप भगवान का एक अंश हो. फिजिकल बॉडी में घुस के क्यों अपने आप को भगवान से दूर कर लेते हैं हम? When we connect ourselves to this physical body, why do we take ourselves so far from away from God? Why? Just visualize that beautiful, loving image of God in front of you. If you worship any particular form of God, whether it be Krishna, whether it be Jesus, whether it be Allah, whether it be any other form of God, Visualize that form of God. If you feel God is one, if you feel God is formless, then visualize that beautiful light as God. Put your hands in front of your heart and very, very genuinely say Atma Namaste. That supreme power, that divine Father, that divine Mother, Atma Namaste. I, the soul, I, the child of God, I am your child. I forgive you. I completely forgive you for each and every time I wanted something from you and you did not give it to me. I forgive you for each and every time you gave me some pain, you gave me tears, you gave me hurt, you gave me some kind of a loss. कितनी बार जिंदगी में ऐसा हुआ होगा कि मैंने आपसे कुछ मांगा और आपने मुझे वो नहीं दिया. अंदर से शायद मुझे बहुत तकलीफ हुई होगी. मैंने आपको ब्लेम किया होगा. मैंने सोचा होगा कि आप मेरी बात नहीं सुनते हो. मैंने सोचा होगा कि आप बहुत बहुत क्रूएल हो. आप मुझसे प्यार नहीं करते. उन सभी पलों के लिए मैं आपको माफ कर देती हूँ. अगर मेरे अंदर आपके खिलाफ कोई भी बात है, मैं आपको माफ कर देती हूँ. Please forgive me for my mistakes. Please forgive me for each and every time I feared you and I did not love you. Please forgive me for each and every time I took myself away from you. Please forgive me for each and every time you wanted to help me. You wanted to come close to me. You wanted to speak to me. But I was so much involved on worldly things. I was so much attached to the physical body. I was so much engrossed in my problems. And I did not listen to you. I did not let you help me. I did not do what was right. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Knowingly, unknowingly, intentionally, unintentionally. If I have hurt you, if I have disrespected you, if I have cursed you, if I have blamed you, please forgive me. I am truly, deeply, sincerely sorry. May the divine, supreme God bless me with His love, mercy, compassion, and forgiveness. May the divine, supreme God bless me with the true understanding about the relationship with God. May peace be with me and my divine Mother and Father. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May any and all negative cause attached to me be cut, cut, cut. Let us together invoke that the divine energy that will come down to us during this meditation, it is going to bless us with God's love. It is going to bless us with the inner strength to beautify our relationship with God. It is going to bless us with tremendous amount of receptivity towards God. The divine love, divine light, and divine power of this meditation is going to disintegrate and remove all resistance we have within us, all fear we have within us about God, and bless us, the soul. We are all super, super receptive in full faith. So be it.